Have you ever pondered why marriages, once considered sacred bonds, are now dissolving like sugar in hot tea? Well, you're not in this. With the surge of divorces across the globe, it's hard not to notice the shifting sands of marital norms. From a time when "till death do us part" was taken quite literally, we've reached a point where divorce is as common as the common cold. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. In the grand scheme of the global marital landscape, a startling trend emerges. The number of couples choosing to untie the knot is on a steady rise. The reasons? Well, they're as varied as the people involved. One significant factor is the evolution of societal norms. In this era of self-realization and individualism, people are no longer willing to compromise their happiness for the sake of societal expectations. However, this atmosphere of independence and self-fulfillment has a flip side. Some studies suggest that the escalation in divorces could potentially impede women's long-term happiness and unwittingly set them up for failure. The stigma around divorce has significantly diminished, making it a more accepted solution to an unhappy marriage. But there is also a growing concern about the increase in children from single-mother households. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. We're also witnessing the rise of movements like feminism, which advocate for gender equality and women's rights. Women are now more empowered than ever. They are challenging traditional roles, gaining financial independence, and most importantly, they're realizing they don't have to stay in a marriage that doesn't fulfill them. Interestingly, a counter-movement, known as the passport bro movement, has also gained traction. Men, feeling disillusioned with the changing dynamics of relationships, are looking overseas for partners, believing women from other cultures might be more aligned with their relationship expectations. Now, let's delve a little deeper. In the upcoming scenes, we'll be comparing divorce rates and their causes in 3 major countries: the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. We'll be sourcing information from various platforms, including the Fresh and Fit podcast, to provide a comprehensive view of the divorce dilemma. So, are we facing a global marital crisis, or is this just the new norm? Stay tuned as we explore this complex issue further. The land of the free, the United States, is a scene of evolving marital dynamics. Allow us to delve deeper. In this country, the divorce rate is almost 50%. One could compare it to tossing a coin and hoping for heads. Intriguingly, this percentage is not equally distributed across genders. As per the Fresh and Fit podcast, women start nearly 70% of divorces. So what's leading to this trend? Let's dissect it. Primarily, dissatisfaction is a significant contributor. Many women are unhappy in their marriages, often due to a lack of emotional fulfillment. They yearn for a deeper connection, a stronger bond that transcends merely shared tasks and routines. Financial stress constitutes another compelling factor. Monetary disputes constrain even the strongest relationships, and in a country like the United States, where the cost of living continues to soar, this pressure is amplified. When financial disagreements become frequent, it's often less complicated for couples to part ways. The rising trend of platforms like OnlyFans is also noteworthy. The platform, which allows creators to earn money from subscribers, has given many women a newfound level of financial autonomy. This financial independence has resonated within marital dynamics, altering their balance. Additionally, the increased independence of women in contemporary society is crucial to acknowledge. The feminist wave of the 60s and 70s encouraged women to explore life beyond the traditional marital framework. Today, women are more financially independent than ever, breaking glass ceilings and climbing corporate ladders, giving them the freedom to leave unsatisfactory marriages without the fear of economic instability. However, it is important to consider how the high rate of divorces initiated by women could potentially impact their long-term happiness and the well-being of their children. While leaving an unsatisfactory marriage may provide immediate relief, the long-term implications on individual happiness and children's mental well-being cannot be overlooked. It should be noted, these are general trends. Each divorce, like every marriage, is unique and layered. The emergence of the passport bro movement, where men are seeking love and companionship beyond their national borders, possibly in response to these shifting dynamics, is also worth mentioning. In conclusion, this tells us that the traditional model of marriage is evolving. Women are no longer prepared to endure unhappy marriages, and they have the means, make their decision. With women initiating most divorces, the dynamics of American marriages are undeniably transforming. Across the pond, the United Kingdom has a unique narrative unfolding. Let's dive in. In this land of tea and scones, divorce paints a varied tableau. The statistics present a fluctuating pattern, sometimes climbing, sometimes dropping. But one constant is the reasons driving these marital splits. The three most common grounds for divorce in the UK are adultery, unreasonable behaviour, and separation. However, rising to the top of this list is the second one, unreasonable behaviour. And this is where the story takes an intriguing turn. Unreasonable behaviour is a broad term. It encompasses a range of actions from physical violence to emotional abuse, from financial recklessness to a refusal to communicate. But a deeper insight reveals an emerging trend. A growing number of women are citing lack of emotional support as a raison d'etre for their divorces. This gradually shifts our narrative to the influence of feminism in the UK's divorce landscape and the evolving societal norms. The rise in divorces due to unreasonable behaviour and the influence of feminism could potentially have a double-edged impact on women's long-term happiness. On one side, this trend empowers women to leave dissatisfying marriages, setting them on a path to self-discovery and potentially increased happiness. On the other side, it could also set them up for failure, as they face potential challenges such as financial instability and societal stigma. In today's era, women are not expected to be virgins before marriage, which has likely affected the divorce rate. This relaxation in societal norms grants women the liberty to explore their sexual preferences and comprehend themselves better before committing to lifelong partnerships. Empowered by these experiences, they possess a clearer vision of what they seek in a partner. Consequently, women are advocating not just for equality in terms of opportunities and pay, but also within their relationships. They're refusing to settle for less, and justifiably so. They seek emotional support, understanding and respect from their partners. And when these elements are missing, they're opting to walk away. This shifting dynamic has led to a fascinating and somewhat alarming statistic. In the UK, more than 2/3 of divorces are initiated by women. Yet this trend comes with an increased concern about the surge in children from single-mother households. Research indicates that while these children might face challenges in terms of financial access to resources, they often benefit from witnessing their mother's resilience and determination, developing important life skills themselves. However, it is crucial to emphasize that feminism is not the instigator of divorce. It merely provides a lens through which one can comprehend the shifting dynamics of marriage. It empowers women to vocalize their concerns, to demand more from their relationships, and to make decisions that best suit their needs. Thus, feminism, while playing an undeniable role in the changing face of marriages in the United Kingdom, also poses new challenges and considerations in its Down Under in Australia, what's causing the marital bonds to break. Let's dive into the Australian landscape to understand the dynamics of divorce and its underlying causes. Australia, like many other Western countries, has seen a significant rise in divorce rates over the years. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, nearly 1 in 3 marriages in Australia ends in divorce. But what's causing this high divorce rate? Well, like the United States and the United Kingdom, a myriad of factors contributes to the dissolution of marriages in Australia. These include financial stress, lack of communication, and infidelity. However, a key issue that is particularly prevalent down under is the cultural shift towards individualism and independence, especially among women. Over the years, Australian women have been increasingly prioritizing their personal and professional growth. This shift in focus, propelled by the rise of feminism, has led to more women leaving marriages when they feel unfulfilled or stifled. However, an important aspect to consider in this cultural shift is its potential impact on the long-term happiness of these women and the well-being of their children. It's not about placing blame, but rather acknowledging a societal shift that's impacting relationships. Now let's talk about the Passport Bro movement and its influence on Australian marriages. This movement, which encourages men to travel and date internationally, has been gaining traction in Australia. Proponents argue that it provides men with more relationship options and promotes a more balanced gender dynamic. However, critics claim that it could potentially exacerbate the already high divorce rate. As more Australian men explore relationships outside their home country, it could lead to a decrease in local marriages and an increase in divorces. The long-term impact of this movement is still to be seen, but it's certainly stirring up the Australian marital landscape. What's clear is that divorce in Australia, like in many Western nations, is a complex issue with multifaceted causes. From cultural shifts to the rise of movements like the Passport Bro movement, the Australian marital landscape is shifting and evolving. The Passport Bro movement, combined with other factors, is reshaping the Australian marital landscape. And as we navigate these changes, it's crucial to continue the dialogue and strive for understanding. So, what does this global glimpse into divorces tell us? It tells us that the landscape of marriage and divorce is not just changing in one corner of the world, but globally. In the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia, the waves of change are equally palpable. The reasons for these shifts are complex and multifaceted, but there are some common threads that weave themselves through the narratives of these countries. For one, we've seen that more women are choosing to leave marriages that no longer serve them. This is a testament to the increasing independence and autonomy of women around the world. It's a reflection of the societal shifts that have been brought about by the feminist movement, which has empowered women to prioritize their own happiness and well-being. However, there is also a concern that this shift in norms could potentially leave women unprepared for the challenges of single life, particularly in terms of long-term happiness and financial security. This global trend could inadvertently set them up for failure. Moreover, the rise in the number of single mother households is another concern. These families often face unique economic and social challenges, and the children from these households may have different developmental experiences. We've also touched upon the Passport Bro movement, which is indicative of the changing dynamics of relationships. Men are seeking companionship beyond their borders, expanding their horizons, and opening up to different cultural perspectives on marriage and relationships. But what does this mean for the future of marriages? This is a question that doesn't have a straightforward answer, but one thing is clear: the traditional concept of marriage is being challenged and reshaped by these emerging trends. As society evolves, so too must our understanding of these institutions. It's crucial that we adapt to these changes, rather than resist them. At the end of what matters most is fostering relationships that are rooted in respect, understanding, and mutual fulfillment. Our global snapshot of divorces has underscored this need for change and adaptation. It's a call to action for all of us to reassess our expectations and attitudes towards marriage, and to engage in conversations that promote understanding and empathy. As we navigate these changing marital currents, one thing remains constant: the need for understanding and adaptation. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment your thoughts, and share this video to keep the conversation going.